Good evening, folks. I'm student meteorologist Dylan Leith here.
And I'm student meteorologist Parker Beasley.
And we had a relatively warmer day than yesterday, but still cold outside.
Yeah, we saw temperatures open up this morning in the 30s and actually warm their way up into the 60s.
Yeah, with that lack of cloud cover, we had more sun come into our area and warm us up a little bit. And we were relatively cold because we did have a clear night, but it's honestly not too bad. This is a little comfortable area.
Yeah, it was actually really nice today. We saw blue skies. Not too many clouds in the area for the majority of the day, but moving into the evening hours, we did see those clouds.
Well, Sammy later on will show us what it's like outside right now. She's going to be up on the roof showing us what we're going to see in the later part of our show.
Yeah, up there with the sunset that we saw.
Well, we'll see how it works out. But we're going to see a bit of rain come back into our forecast and a bit of warming. So the last bit of 70s is going to be kind of seeping into our area tomorrow.
Yeah, as for tomorrow and then Saturday too.
Yeah.
We will see those chances of rain increase throughout the weekend, but then clear up as we go into Sunday.
Yeah, they've been seeing a lot of snow out west with this next approaching system, which is bringing our rain and cold temperatures, hopefully, maybe? We'll see.
People are calling this the big storm of this winter season.
Yeah, but we've got a lot to look forward to in today's show and a lot to talk about. It's continuing our series on Weather Preparedness Week, that is this week, that the National Weather Service is doing to inform people about the dangers of weather.
Yeah.
But right now, we're going to send it over up on the roof with Sammy.
I'm out here on the Love Building today with producer AJ Willie. Now, it is a gorgeous night out tonight. 65 degrees was our high today, so it's starting to cool off for the night, but we do have some of these clouds starting to creep its way in. Now, we are expecting those clouds to stick around going into tomorrow. A few spotty showers, we're thinking, but the high is going to be around 70 for tomorrow, so it may be a pretty nice day outside with those temperatures nice in the 70s. For the rest of the weekend, though, not looking too good. We're talking about rain coming, and we may see a chance of a blood moon for Sunday. We have all of your headlines and the show coming up soon, though. For now, I'm going to take things over back to the desk. What do you got for us, guys?
Thanks, Sammy. We're actually going to send things over to the wall with Michael to take a look at the local.
Yeah, thank Parker and Dylan. So it was a warmer day out there. That warming trend did continue. We got up to 66 degrees after that very, very cold start at 29 degrees. That dry air, you see, quick warm up, like almost a 40-degree jump in our temperatures for today, which is our low was below our average of 39, but we were around average in terms of our high temperatures of 63 degrees. Now currently we are down to 60 degrees that the sun has set. You did see in Sammy's live shot there are some very thin high clouds, so mostly cloudy skies reported at the airport, and those winds are now becoming southerly at 3 miles per hour, so the moisture content in our air is going to increase as we go into the next few days. I have that storm system out towards California, which I'm going to mention actually right now. You can see all the rain associated with that system. A few showers out towards the desert southwest and into Southern California. Locally, we do have this storm system giving us a few clouds and some showers, but this is not going to be a big impact for us. The system out towards the west is going to be a big impact for not only the southeast, but for the rest of the U.S. But for now, we're just dealing with some clouds due to that system towards the interior location of the southeast. And that's all it's going to be for tonight. Just clouds, maybe a stray sprinkle, but again, just clouds. But current conditions, you can see mostly cloudy skies in most of our cities and towns in the Big Bend region. 60 in Tallahassee, 63 in Quincy, 61 in Thomasville. Valdosta and Perry is still under clear skies. They're now in the 50s with 56 in Perry and 58 in Valdosta. Dew points, moisture is still relatively low, 46 in Tallahassee, 37 in Thomasville, and 36 in Valdosta. But these dew points will gradually increase as we go into the next few days due to that system back in California approaching our region, as well as the rest of the eastern two-thirds of the nation. But for now, we are just going to deal with these mostly cloudy skies due to that system out towards, out in the interior location of the southeast. Might be a spray, shower, or sprinkle possible into tomorrow morning, but mostly cloudy skies again for your Friday morning, so we will have to deal with that for the morning commute. Some showers are possible in the afternoon with that frontal system around in our region, but it's not going to be very impactful for your plan, just more of a nuisance rain. But for tonight, mostly cloudy skies with all of us really around in the upper 40s, 46 in Tallahassee, 46 in Monticello. And for tomorrow, it'll be warmer than today with a few scattered showers, but not very heavy showers, very, very light showers. 69 in Tallahassee, 67 in Thomasville, and 71 in Bainbridge. Now for your 7-day forecast, we will have to deal with those few showers due to that frontal system, but the big system is going to, back in California, will arrive in our region Saturday night. And that's going to give us basically a 100% chance of rain overnight. The 60% chance of rain on Saturday is mainly for the afternoon. Might have to deal with those few showers, but that's before sunrise on Sunday. And then after that system moves out, temperatures are going to take a huge drop back into the low 30s and maybe upper 20s in our region. Now we're going to send it out to Dylan or Parker with a look at the southeast.
Thanks, Michael. So yeah, as you said, we're going to be taking a look at the southeast right now. Much of our temperatures settled right here in the mid-60s to upper 50s. So with that cold front that's going to be moving through, we're actually going to see these temperatures cool off quite a bit within the next 24 to 48 hours. Tallahassee right now sitting at 60 degrees. Orlando and much of central to southern Florida sitting pretty comfortably at mid-60s to lower 70s right now. Up in Atlanta, they're actually receiving some rain. That is part of that frontal system that's going to be moving through the Big Bend region and the Tallahassee area into tomorrow with some spotted showers, and that's going to persist throughout much of the southeast. As for their dew points, though, right now, Tallahassee at 46, Tampa over there pretty dry at 45 degrees. New Orleans is actually at 61, and these dew points are going to continue to ramp up a little bit with this front that's coming through. With the likelihood of rain coming through, that's actually going to up those dew points pretty high. But after that cold front moves through, we're going to see these dew points lower, probably a little bit lower than these, maybe even into the 30s. So it's going to be really dry and pretty frigid outside. Winds right now coming out of the southwest for parts of the Gulf, and we do have this clockwise rotation here out in the Gulf, indicating a high pressure system as well as off the east coast of Florida. But winds right now pretty calm for much of the southeast, 6 here and there, 7 in New Orleans, 8 up in Shreveport. For the satellite and radar, this rain band that's moving through this cold front, it's going to be impacting the rest of the east coast that it already hasn't impacted into tomorrow, the midday hours and the nightly hours. And that's basically it. This futurecast, though, we could see these clouds. As Sammy alluded to earlier, we saw those clouds in the background of her live shot. Those were kind of creeping in to the frame when she was in. And look at this. As we pan out here, these clouds are going to be moving into the majority of the southeast, just covering all of this up. And then into central and southern parts of Florida, they will see those clouds come in Saturday midday to the evening hours. As for tonight, though, Tallahassee 46. We could see some rain up here, Jackson, Montgomery, Alabama. We're going to be seeing that rain coming through tonight, and we'll be seeing it coming into tomorrow. As for tomorrow, though, 69, 70 over in New Orleans. Beautiful day with some cloud cover. It's going to be fairly comfortable outside. We're actually going to send things over to the desk right now.
Thanks, Parker. And so we're going to continue our segment that we've been doing this week about Severe Weather Awareness Week in the state of Florida. And today's topic, Sammy, is hurricanes and flooding.
Yeah, so hurricanes is especially important talking about Florida because of the amount of hurricane landfalls that we get. There's actually 115 hurricanes and almost 116 tropical storms that have impacted the state since 1888.
Yeah, no surprise, Florida has the most hurricane landfalls per year on average. It basically sticks out like a sore thumb into the Gulf of Mexico and also into the Atlantic.
Yeah, so 40% of all U.S. hurricane landfalls happen actually in Florida.
That is really amazing. And every county in Florida has experienced impacts from one hurricane in the last 150 years. And it makes sense, but given that Florida is so long and narrow and basically sticks out of the continental U.S.
Yeah, so with this severe weather awareness, we really take that because of how much of that severe weather that we do get here in Florida. But also with hurricanes, we do want to talk about flooding as well.
Yeah, and the two are intertwined because most of the deaths in hurricanes, about actually 90% of hurricane fatalities, occur from storm surge and from freshwater flooding.
Yeah, and a lot of that is to getting in your car when you're not sure if the water has actually gone down yet. And that's especially dangerous because the most deaths are caused by in the car of when the waters have actually risen.
Yeah, finally, let's not forget the old saying for flooding, turn around, don't drown. And with that, we're going to send it back out to the wall with Dylan.
Thank you very much. Well, we're looking at the national picture, and you can see where these two kind of troughs are really mixing. You got this bit of cold air dipping down here. You got like a trough, you know, a dip down is what we call a trough. You have this other bit of dip down cold area farther eastward. That's moving off the United States. But this is the next system that's really moving down. That's bringing a bit of rain, as we saw in the local, to our area tomorrow. But then farther back, we're going to look at another system all the way on the west coast. That's the big storm that Park and I were talking about at the beginning desk. And you can see ahead of this front that's going to affect us tomorrow, you see a bit of moisture being evected or moved rather up ahead of it, and you see kind of where that is, but you do see the dipping down of the cold, dry air. Our dew points behind the front, 7 degrees in Minneapolis and 29 in Kansas City, so very dry, but a little more moist ahead of that. And you can see, well, while there is moisture at the surface, at the upper levels where you have the high clouds, strong thunderstorms, you're staying relatively dry, so there are not a lot of strong thunderstorms associated with this front. There is a bit more upper level moisture over on the western coast, and that's why we see all this rain over there. But that's due to that low pressure system off the coast that's bringing a lot of that rain. And then here's a system we're talking about over in the southeast, bringing a bit of rain and a lot of moisture behind it, but ahead of it you have some strong thunderstorms and a little bit of rain there too. As we zoom in, you have the snow mixing too. This low pressure system has dropped down deep and is bringing a lot of rain into the Washington, or a lot of snow rather, sorry, into the Washington DC area, Cleveland as well. Shout out to Sammy who is from there. Indianapolis seeing some cold temperatures too, but still a bit of rain and snow mixed as we draw the line there. Going out over a little farther north, we have some winter weather alerts with that not showing up right now. Oh, there it is. Behind this front and associated with this front, so it's going to be some freeze watches, freeze warnings associated with this winter weather advisory. So a mix of different advisories with that. Stepping out over into the west coast, you're already seeing the impacts of this big system. My producer told me before the show, parts of California over in the northern part have seen 6 feet of snow already at this point, and it's just going to keep going on as the system sits here for a little bit and starts really ramping up and moving eastward into the next couple of days. And there are some flood alerts with that too, seeing a lot of precipitation over there. And you have the winter weather advisories coming up ahead of these cold temperatures that are about to settle in. For tonight, though, you see the cold dip down a little further and move a little bit eastward, getting to 8 degrees in Minneapolis. Down into the southeast, you start to see the rain propagate a little bit eastward. And then into tomorrow, we see the similar pattern, but the moving of this system as you start to see the rain move off the Seattle area and San Francisco area and start moving into the Salt Lake, Albuquerque, and Denver areas. But right now, we're going to send it over to Michael, where he's going to talk about Florida.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at what's happening right now in the state of Florida. And in the southern part of the state, it's pretty warm. 71 degrees down in Miami, 70 in Key West. Panhandle right now experiencing some cooler conditions, 60 in Tallahassee, 59 in Jacksonville with some partly cloudy skies. And Pensacola, they're experiencing some shower activity due to that cold front that we've been tracking across the interior portions of the southeast so far. Now, dew points, the middle part of the state along the spine of Florida is staying relatively dry in terms of the dew points. Around the coast, though, you can see those dew points are starting to increase, but they're still relatively below average for Florida standards, especially for South Florida standards in the wintertime. But again, as that system that Dylan was mentioning out in California approaches our region, these dew points will increase rapidly as those winds come off the Gulf, increasing our moisture content. But for now, high pressure is still in control across the peninsula of the state with some few clouds and showers out towards Pensacola. That's due to that weak cold front impacting the interior locations of the southeast as well as the northern locations of the eastern section of the U.S. But for South Florida, everything is good around here. Just some
very few clouds around Fort Myers, mostly dry skies across the rest of the state with a few showers between the Bahamas and the east coast of Florida. And expect a similar story for tomorrow. Mostly sunny skies with temperatures in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. And in the northern part of the state, out towards the First Coast and Jacksonville and St. Augustine and Daytona Beach, mostly sunny skies. Now mostly clear skies around here. Clouds will increase tomorrow. That front gets a little bit closer to their region, but temperatures will warm up into the low 70s. So very nice mild day out towards the First Coast of Florida. In the Panhandle, dealing with a few showers in Pensacola and across the Emerald Coast due to that frontal system in the interior locations of the southeast. And for tomorrow, expect a similar story with a few scattered showers, but not very impactful showers, and mostly cloudy skies with temperatures in the upper 60s to around 70 degrees. For tonight's forecast around the state of Florida, you can see that temperatures will be in the 50s along the coastal regions, mid to upper 40s in the interior locations. The one exception, of course, Key West at 67 degrees. And for tomorrow's forecast for the entire state, everyone gets into the upper 60s to low 70s, middle 70s in Central Florida, and upper 70s in South Florida. But for now, we are going to send it out to Dylan with a look at our second local forecast.
Thank you very much, guys. Well, I'm back if you want to see more of me and tell you about your local forecast if these graphics really want to work. But it is currently kind of cold outside. We're sitting in the 60s if they aren't going to load. And we're seeing cloud cover sticking around through much of it. But right now, I'm going to send it back over to the desk where Sammy and I are going to talk about the blood moon. And we have some graphics to show for that if we want to pull those up, just to talk about them a little bit.
So this blood moon we're talking about is happening in between Sunday evening and Monday morning.
Yeah, and so what causes a lunar eclipse, and this is called a blood moon because of the reddish tint the moon will have, it's due to being in front of the sun, sandwiched really in between the sun and the moon.
And especially in winter, the moon is actually larger. So this moon is actually especially larger at this time of year.
Yeah, in this time. So it's going to be a very big moon and a very bright moon. And as we go on into the next graphic, we can see what times you're looking at for the best part of the eclipse.
So at around 9-ish, the moon will actually dim slightly.
Yeah, you're going to start to see the first phases of it.
But by 10:30, actually, it will look like a bite has been taken out as the shadow actually expands.
Yeah, you're going to start to see like the moon disappearing. Well, the moon isn't actually disappearing. The darkness is coming because we're blocking part of the light reaching the moon, and it's going to start to dim a little bit. But then as we get into about 11:41, we start to see the crimson color, as they say.
Yeah, so the clouds actually might even look different. It's all affected by the moon, so if you have a telescope, it might be really cool to check that out. Otherwise, you could see it with the naked eye as well.
Yeah, here's the picture to show the different, like biting out, as you mentioned. You can start to see it disappear, and then it reappears as a crimson color moon. But right now, I'm going to send it back over to the wall, talk about the local. All right, yeah, so currently outside, 60 degrees. Mostly cloudy conditions, not seeing that sunset as Sammy was talking about earlier, covering the conditions. Not a strong wind though, so you're not feeling those wind chill values as we saw the couple other days, but still feeling a bit chilly out. 60 degrees isn't the best, and we're going to start to drop into tonight. We see a lot of the cloud cover situated on the western counties and the western towns on this map. Farther east in Perry and Valdosta, you're seeing clearer skies, and you're already seeing their values drop much lower as their radiational cooling is already taking effect and seeing degrees in the 56 and 58 over in Valdosta. Looking at our dew points, though, relatively dry, but you start to see the creeping in of this front we looked at the National. You see 50 degrees already in Apalachicola. That's partly due to the southerly wind and being on the coast. We're going to start to see these values in Tallahassee increase back into the 50s. Same with Quincy and Bainbridge as well as this front moves eastward. It brings a little more moisture down at the surface. And you can see these winds are coming off the coast, so they are bringing that moisture as the typical counterclockwise flow around a low pressure system. Puts us in an area where the winds are coming out of the south, and that's going to be the trend for today and tomorrow as well, keeping with the moisture content. You do see some spotty showers north of Tallahassee, and as we zoom in on Tallahassee, you can see some spotty showers sticking over to the west, and these are going to continue to move its way eastward into tonight, but really not going to have the potential to be kind of strong or really rainy. We're going to see the greatest potential for rain into tomorrow, and as we see into tonight, you start to see the clouds come back, and that's not going to allow us to cool off as easily as we have the last couple of days. When we got into the 30s, we're only going to get into the 40s tonight. And then as we get into tomorrow morning, you start to see a poppy shower or two, and then into the afternoon and evening, you start to see a little more concentration in rain, but still poppy nonetheless. These aren't exact locations where the storms are going to be, but it has the possibility to be a light shower or two, nothing too long-lived for tomorrow. And as we look into tonight, you see these values are much higher than we've seen the last couple of days, but cloud cover being a blanket into tomorrow night, or tonight, sorry, and into tomorrow, we see these values jump up a little bit on our highs, start to see them 69 here in Tallahassee, rain come back into our conditions, and then we see the 7-day forecast, rain with that front we were talking about, the big monster storm coming in on Saturday, 60% chance of rain on Saturday, but then into Sunday you start to see the cool down already take effect, dropping about 20 degrees into Sunday, and then seeing the cold temperatures stick around. But now let's send it over to Parker for a golf forecast.
Thanks, Dylan. So yeah, I have the lifestyle forecast here with you. So as for tomorrow, we're going to have that golf forecast. Sorry, the graphics aren't actually popping up right now, but I do think I have them memorized. We're going to be waking up at 8 a.m. somewhere, wait for it, 48 degrees right here. Noon is going to be carrying over into 60 degrees. We do have some spotted showers moving through the area throughout the day tomorrow, and then 3 p.m. we're going to be topping off at 69 degrees, and then we will cool off as the day progresses. As for Friday night, though, it's going to be 60 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, winds out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. It's going to be mostly cloudy because that cold front is going to be moving through the area, kind of lingering a little bit into the Saturday hours, and then Sunday, as Dylan said, that big monster storm is going to be coming through our area, really cooling off those temperatures. So this 60 might even look like a temperature somewhere in the 20s. As for the hiking forecast on Saturday, if you have any plans for any outdoor activities, you might want to cancel those. It's likely that we will have some thunderstorms in the area with very high possibilities of rain. Temperatures ranging from in the mid-60s, topping off once again at 69 degrees, and then Sunday we're going to be cooling off very well. As for the 3-day, though, Friday for tomorrow, 30% chance of rain, Saturday 60% chance of rain, and then Sunday 80% chance of rain. But this percentage only persists in the AM hours, mostly before sunrise, actually. So these temperatures are going to be really cooled off. You see we have 2 days consecutively of 70-plus degree weather, and we have 54 as the high. What's going on there? That's that big monster storm that's going to be moving through. As for the futurecast, we have these clouds for tomorrow panning out into the early parts of the weekend, and you can actually see this huge front line that's going to be moving through. That's that big storm that's going to be moving through the area. We're actually going to send things over to Sammy right now, who's going to finish off the wall for us.
All right, thank you so much, Parker. So sorry about our graphics taking a little bit to load, but we're going to go over the last local today. Now, currently we're sitting about, I think it should be around 55 degrees. So it is starting to cool down for overnight. Here we go, 60 degrees actually, my bad. Mostly cloudy out right now. So those clouds will start to stick in through the remainder of the night, because we're probably going to get a little bit of rain tomorrow. Looking at our satellite in radar, though, you could start to see these clouds and even a little bit of rain moving its way through. That's just spotty showers, folks. Not too much to worry about for the overnight hours. Now, looking into up close, you could see these clouds starting to move its way through with those showers. Our futurecast, though, this is what's showing what's going to happen overnight. These clouds are starting to move through, and by Friday morning, you could start to see those spotty conditions starting to persist over Tallahassee, especially in the afternoon hours. Expect to bring a rain jacket or even umbrella to your evening plans. Tonight's forecast, though, 46 degrees for Tallahassee. Down by the coast is going to be a little bit warmer, around 50 and 51 for St. Mark's, Apalachicola. So those temperatures are going to be low, but actually we're going to get up to about 69 for tomorrow. Now expect sun, but a little bit of rain too. So we'll see those spotty showers with those clouds starting to come through in the afternoon. Our day planner, Cloudy waking up around 8 a.m., 50 degrees, better than that 46 degrees. Expect to warm up to about 69 degrees by 4 p.m. And some rain moving through in the area. That rain will stick through the weekend. Now, Saturday and Sunday is going to be that big rain that comes through. Expect the temperature to start to drop down into Sunday, 54 degrees for that Sunday. And by your Monday, MLK Day, expect the temperature to be around 56 degrees. So we are expecting it to be pretty sunny outside, so it will make it a beautiful day off for the majority of everyone. Now we're going to take it to Close the Desk with Parker and Michael.
Thanks, Sammy. So that 7-day forecast actually showed rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, you have a mix of basically all weather types on that forecast for the 7-day. Friday and Saturday are going to feel more spring-like. So if you're a spring type of person, take advantage of Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, as you can see, we have 30% chance of rain for tomorrow with highs in the 70s.
Yeah, and if you look at all those 3 days, Friday and Saturday and Sunday, they're not washout days. Like Friday, you saw scattered showers. Saturday, the 60% chance of rain is like really in the evening time. Overnight is when the heaviest rain will be here in Tallahassee, and that 80% chance on Sunday is well before sunrise.
Yeah, and that 80% chance of rain could also have some isolated thunderstorms and some intense weather coming along with it. But as you said before, it's going to be clearing up after the AM hours and then basically panning out a beautiful week ahead for this holiday weekend.
It's going to be a cold one on Sunday and Monday. Sunday, as we've been saying the last few days, might be a day where the temperature might be going backwards instead of rising during the day. It might be falling during the day. So it'll be one of those weird days. But it will be a cold MLK Day, 56 on Monday. Yeah,
with the low 30 degrees waking up. That's
at least
cold.
It's a holiday weekend because I don't think all of us are going to wake up that early. And
I would certainly not like to be walking to classes in 30-degree weather.
Yeah, but we will warm up very quickly. It's only like a day or two of that cool down. You can see temperatures do warm up as we head to the middle part of the work week before next front comes in on Wednesday and cools us down once again on Thursday.
Yeah, that's going to be a rather weak front compared to Sunday, but it will cool down our temperatures. Again, you could see 63 to 56.
Yeah, but the main focus is going to be Saturday night with that very heavy rain due to that strong front right now out in California.
Yeah, so it's actually developing right now. It's dropped 6 feet of snow, as we've seen.
Yeah, but don't forget to follow us on Twitter for all the updates on that system.
Like us on Facebook.
Yep, at the FSU weather handle. And don't forget, we are always live on YouTube every weekday night at 6 p.m.
Follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather.
Yep, and that will be a good handle for some interesting cloud pics or some rain pics over the weekend.
Absolutely.
But just be prepared for a very stormy Saturday night if you have any plans out there. But for all of us here at FSU Weather, I'm student meteorologist Michael Anand.
And I'm student meteorologist Parker Beasley. Have a good night.